Welcome, James.
You came across me so many times, yet you never saw me.
What took you so long?
Skyfall had such a blend of classic Bond elements and contemporary and complex characters. Can we expect that to continue in Spectre?
Yeah, we can. Definitely. Maybe even more so. Maybe you know, it's even a step further down that direction, which I appreciate enormously. Yeah, well, you know, so it's the same director, and he's so smart and so savvy and so with it, and he uses Skyfall as now, you know, stepping stone sounds disrespectful, but you know, a first stop on that journey. Let's put it that way.
Why should I trust you?
Because right now, I'm your best chance of staying alive.
You've talked about your character being an atypical Bond girl. Do you think that Bond girl has the same meaning any longer, or has it changed over the last several films in the franchise?
Yeah, it has changed. I think it's more like it's also the reflect of our world. I mean, Bond, it's now the 24th Bond, and I think that, yes, of course, I mean, it has to go with the time in a way. So now I think we don't want to see stereotype Bond girls anymore. We want to have like something more complex.
If you go there, you're crossing over to a place where there is no mercy.
You just played this larger-than-life character Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy. Is there anything that you learned from that experience that you're bringing to playing an iconic Bond villain?
Well, you know, it's weird because the characters are so different, but also the production in itself, they're so different. So it's kind of hard to say. But then, you know, I'd love to say yes. Well, now I'm used to being on a big production. You know, I wasn't as nervous walking on the production, but that's so not true. And I think it's just because, like like I've said before, this is all still very new to me. And it's still very surreal to me walking onto a big movie set, standing next to movie stars. It's like, it's just very surreal, man. It just doesn't seem real. But again, I mean, there's just, it's hard to find the similarities between the two productions, man. They're just so different. Even, you know, just the vibe of the sets. I mean, Guardians was like a nonstop laugh factory. It was just, everybody was always joking and having fun, so everything was very, very loud. And even, you know, the first AD was just very loud. He talked to a megaphone. He was always cracking jokes and smoking cigarettes. But it's just, you know, it's so different when Bond is almost like and I'm stealing this line, but it's almost like being in church. Being on a Sam Mendes set is like being in church. Everything is very quiet. It's very slow. Everybody's always but that's just how it is, and Sam's and he talks like that. He never raises his voice. You know, he comes and doesn't scream out. He comes and he talks to you, and he stands very close to you, and he talks to you and tells you what he wants and the changes he wants. And he's just got a very relaxing demeanor to him, which is great, man, because it just takes a lot of that pressure off, and he's very clear, very precise about what he wants. And we're going to go over it and over it and over it until he gets exactly what he wants, which makes for a long day, sometimes very slow days, but at the end of the day, it's perfection, you know, which is a very gratifying feeling.
Why did you come?
I came here to kill you.
And I thought you came here to die.
Well, it's all a matter of perspective.
Did you come into the film as a fan, and do you have a favorite James Bond film?
I don't have a favorite James Bond film. And as I said before, I'm a fan. I like them. I like some better than I like others, but it changes. You know, what I appreciated and admired when I was 14, hopefully has lost its allure and has shifted its focus on, or I've shifted my focus onto something more age appropriate, which I think I can safely say was the case. So now I'm looking at other things, and if I look at the same movie that I adored when I was 16, I might not see the same thing anymore. So it's you know, I don't like to think that categorically.
I can compare like maybe Spectre to Skyfall. It's gonna be in the same mood, if I can say, but it's gonna be, I think, more. I know I'm using always this word, but complex.
How have you and Sam Mendes worked to bring Mr. Hinks to life, and are there any classic Bond villains you'd compare him to?
Well, you're again. I would neither confirm nor deny that he is a Bond villain, but no, I think he's something new. I think you'd be hard pressed to compare him to any other Bond character there's ever been, which is kind of a good feeling, but also at the same time a little bit of pressure, because I want to, I hope that people will embrace him and love him, and he'll be very memorable. But at the end of the day, you never know until the fans put their vote in, until they come and show up on opening day and see, and then you can start to get the feedback. But yeah, I think he's different than any Bond character you've ever seen.